Here's your forecast from the First Alert Weather Team.
Coming up on 5:44, it's awesome to have you alongside on this Wednesday morning where even those stray or spotty showers on our Eastern Carolina radar yesterday are off the table today. What is an issue and will be so through around 9 a.m., some patches of locally dense fog. So that is something that we'll continue to gauge for you throughout Carolina in the morning. Your voting forecast for the rest of this week into Saturday, which is the last day to early vote. Low rain odds carrying the time. We're warmest days like today, tomorrow, Friday. Marginally cooler, but nothing we can't handle Saturday. And for Election Tuesday itself, back on the warm side of the coin, and again, low rain odds. So especially if those lines continue to be long, the weather does not look disruptive as a whole. Let's focus on today and your dog walking forecast as we move from politics to pets. Lennox is looking good with the fall decorations over the dunes. Michelle, I appreciate it. Let's put the caution paw for areas of fog in the 7 a.m. slot. And then temperatures just in takeoff mode. Let's do that from 7 a.m., 50s and 60s. Light southeast breezes and enough sun intervals to get some 70s to even convert over to some of those lower 80s between noon and 5. A little bit of haze, but not quite fog in Surf City. It's a good look from Roland Avenue to Soundside Park and the High-Rise Bridge. There's been a little fog oozing into the Port City, but visibility at this moment is good from the Murchison building. Stats from ILM Airport include 57 degrees and visibility of 3 miles. I have seen it down to half a mile at its lowest a little bit earlier this morning. So we'll watch it. Watching the tropics, no active storms, but a possible development zone remains in the Caribbean. Medium odds on that, say the National Hurricane Center, in the next 7 days. Our forecast for the next 7 days includes a warm Halloween, a marginally cooler fallback weekend. There's Election Tuesday, and from there we'll launch into your full 10-day forecast, which of course, Kim, you can always get on your WECT weather app whenever we're not here on the tube. Back to you.